Hey y'all, what's up y'all? This is Rom back at you with yet another couch video. Many professional men are in the shadow world. I ain't say sexual shadow world because I put that in the title. YouTube want to limit my ads. And a brother got to make some money, right? And past couple days I've been talking about class and everything, and I started saying, most select men are making money because that's how they got into the select professional types, making money. As BGS would call them on a male octane scale, 92s, many of them, right? And when you're dealing those men at that level, because I was thinking about something yesterday, because in fact, I told somebody else, I was texting with one of my associates, and I said, if you put some of these street dudes in the same room with some of these clean cut professional type of dudes, and you put the subject of women, they gonna have the same story. People don't realize that. It was like when you at that level, you not only getting better women, but you tearing up as much, just like some of these street cats are tearing up. Easily, probably more if you really think about it, right? Probably more, way more, right? Because the street dudes are still limited in a way. They might not have the same stuff, but you get that professional dude. First of all, he got that thorough car, he got that place, and he can take that woman on a vacation anywhere. And plus, he can afford flyouts and all of that. He's actually tearing up more because, if a woman go into a dude's place, is looking all nice and stuff, she gonna be like, oh, she might get wet just walking in. Shoot. Because he got that power too, and especially in shape too. Shit. But, I was thinking about the shadow world. The shadow world. I've always talked about the sexual shadow world and everything, right? So think about something. Most of the women who really indulge in the shadow world are professionals. Now remember what I said about them, especially those 92s. Publicly, very classy. Publicly ladies, but y'all know that old saying, lady in the street, freak in the sheets. A lot of them, they can be clean and everything. Church ladies are like this too. I was informed by a former first lady of a church how they getting down, and some other church ladies as well. But we're just talking about the professional men for now, right? And they dealing with those like 92s and those like higher class women who gotta be a certain way if they even want to get them. The women gotta be a certain way, but they still get down. Let's when you talk about sex, you can't compare how they seen in public with what they do in the bedroom, right? And many of those women, professional women, the type that the more professional men to get with or more attractive, yeah, they classy up front, but those are the ones more likely to jump into the shadow world. And see, despite what people think, just being, because a lot of dudes like throwing out that Pookie and Ray Ray, a whole lot of them nowhere near the shadow world. Because for a man to be in that shadow world, he gotta have a certain type of body. That's his invitation. The body's invitation. When I talk about the body game, that's what I'm talking about. That's the invitation. That's the primary thing. Dude can have, if dude don't have that body, he got all the money, he ain't invited. The most he can do is maybe watch something at a party. But in order to get invited, boom. Because you got a lot of these guys, since they got that money, they got those resources, they are in circles. They are in circles where they get invited to some of those things with those shadow world women who happen to be professionals. Who got most of them will be professionals. Like when you go in the lower classes, they more open with their shit. But those professional ones who got to keep a certain image and stuff, oh, they be getting down. In fact, a good idea of it is because that TV show that me and someone else going to do some reviews of it, Insecure with Molly. That they are like that. Yeah, in the professional world doing their thing, but then behind closed doors doing something else. And then BGS talked about some of those women who, be kind of moving up from the lower classes and stuff, right? they still got that hood in them. They still want to get down. They just going to get down with somebody different. And one thing I'm going to talk about tomorrow is those hood dudes who start off in the hood but move into the professional world. It's an interesting dynamic. But I wanted to talk about the shadow world, because if you talk to like those dudes up there, some people might on the outside don't know anything. They might be like, oh yeah, they don't know anything. They nerd, they clean cut, please. Please. They the ones be having the better stories. They the ones be having the women show up to their places with nothing on but a trench coat and some high heels. Shoot. Because they got that double whammy. They're going to have good physiques and money. And money. They're going to fulfill sex appeal and nest appeal to a woman. Shit. And then one of the things too with it, when I talk about the shadow world, understand a big thing in it is how discreet a man can be. And women will look for that. How discreet. And see, that dude who might be in a good position or something like that, one of the things he learns too is, oh, okay, I can get with these women, but I gotta be quiet what we doing. Especially if they working together or something like that. You know, so. And then they can go on those trips and stuff like I'm gonna tell you one thing, like when people, okay, and this is like at the surface of the shadow world, when you talk about those parties and stuff like that, you know, when you're talking about the upper echelon women, they are very, you know, not only they looking at the man's body, but they looking at what position he is in and all of that stuff, you know, and they just want to see how down he is. But they be doing their thing. That's the one thing, because see, here's the thing. And this even goes beyond the shadow world. It's about access. What type of women you have access to? See, that dude at that higher level, even if he don't want to dip into the shadow world, he got access to better women. He can go to the better clubs, the more expensive things. He's invited to it. Because remember what I said before. I said this a few times. When I was younger, I used to get invited to those high class parties where everybody was professional and stuff. And those weren't even the sex parties. Those were just regular hotel parties. And they never advertised them. You didn't see any flyers. You had to know somebody to get in. That's how it worked at that higher level. You got to be invited. Now, the more recent thing I might have done is like if I'm going to, like, people familiar with the Congressional Black Caucus legislative weekends, right? Oh, that's when you're going to really see it. If anybody want to see what's up, want to really see how, like, not only very beautiful, like, women are getting down, but how the more powerful men get down, go to that thing. Go to that thing, particularly if you're in the black community, right? Because I know there's a lot of brothers watching, and, you know, even though my stuff go out for everybody, but, you know, if you like in that circle or something, just go down there for it. That's when you're going to see a lot. You have access to better women. They you know, because a lot of the more attractive women, they ain't going to be hanging out at that neighborhood bar or wherever. They're going to be in certain places. And once you tap into that network, you can get it. Like, if you don't, like I said, if you don't want to deal with the shadow world, hey, that's fine. You could probably find a decent wife there, as long as you know, as long as she think you can get down behind closed doors. You know, as long as you got that rough edge behind closed doors, tear her up. You know, if you don't tear her up behind closed doors, oh, trust me, she'll find that alpha showpiece to do so. But, you know, and then if you want to, like I said, you can get her for that, or a shadow. If you're just in the right place, they, you know, might be somebody you working with or something, right? You in that professional environment, they say, hey, you want to come to this party? That's how it works. That's how it works. And, you know, and I would just say this for any minute, because it's even bigger than just getting women. Just getting women. There's a part of it, but you know what? You just get more options, more access, not only to women, but to power, period. People can move stuff. Because if you talk about business and stuff, let me get off of, usually I should put this on my business channel or my Money Matters channel, what I'm calling it now. But most things happen in fun environments. A lot of stuff don't happen in that boardroom or something like that, or business deals or something. A lot of the business and stuff happen in like maybe a high access like health club or something. Like you might have some of those health clubs, they'll charge a couple $100 for a membership, but you ain't just paying just to work out in a certain place. You paying to have access to certain people in power, and they cool with you. Then that's when they make the deal. When you get to the boardroom, or the meeting room or something like that, the deal was already done. That's just a formality once you're in there. So you get more access on all areas of life. And that's really the thing. That lifestyle raises you up. You ain't hanging around a bunch of broke folks or people like pretending like they got money or something. You got real power. It's a totally different vibe. So anyway, right? That's all I have today. I gotta get back to my morning workout and everything. All right. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.